What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a great day. Today's gonna be a little different kind of a video. So we don't really have any details to do. It's kind of an off day for me. So we have my part-time job that I normally work at Menards. So we're gonna work a little 8 to 2 shift today. It's currently 7 a.m. so we get an hour till we get there. So we're gonna go get some food. So we had a little bit of change of plans. So we had to go to Walmart real quick so we can get a phone mount for this. So that's why I don't have to hold the phone while recording.
Yeah, boy.
And we had to get some oil and an oil filter. The car needs an oil change today. So I guess we'll just add that to the video. We get off work at 2. So after we get off work, we're gonna head over there to my buddy's house. He's got a lift and everything. So we're gonna put the car up on the lift and go ahead and do the oil change on this thing. Still gotta go to McDonald's, gotta get some food before we go into work, so we're gonna go ahead and do that now. Alright, so we got our food from McDonald's. You already know I had to get the coffee, the White Girl coffee, where it tastes like candy. It is what it is. It gets me going in the morning. Who cares? I don't want to hear it. And then the go-to 2 sausage McMuffins. Can't get more simple than that. It's the best thing from McDonald's. Let's be real. Or the bagel. The bagel sausage, egg, and cheese. That's like the best thing I'm gonna get included. But we're gonna go ahead and eat this real quick and head inside to work. We're gonna get off at 2, so I'll see you then.
One eternity later.
All right, so we just got off of work and we're on our way home because evidently today I just decided to forget absolutely everything that I need for today. So we're gonna run home real quick and grab evidently everything. But yep, then after that we're gonna go stop by the shop. I gotta grab the tripod so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing when it comes to the oil change. May do something like a little how to do an oil change, you know, just for like people starting out working on cars, something like that possibly. I don't know, I'm not too sure just yet. But and then after the shop we gotta go probably wash the car, because I do not need you guys knowing what my car looks like right now, because I will get highly judged as a detailer for this. And it's...
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
You know, actually, it's clean. It's clean. That's all you need to know. That is all you need to know. But, yep, we're gonna go ahead and head there, and I'll see you when we get there. So we just got done at the shop, and you know, I just kind of wanted to hop on here and just talk to you guys about, you know, what kind of content you should expect to see out of this channel in the future, next couple months, years, however long I keep doing this. So yeah, so we started this business. Well, I started this business about a year ago, and I was doing it out of a truck, and I did have a trailer at the time, which honestly is kind of a better mobile setup than I do now. That's why I couldn't decide. Like, I sold the trailer, kept the truck for a little bit, got rid of the truck, and did everything out of this car for 4 months or so, probably from July or August, probably August to August to now. I've been doing it out of this car or the shop. I've been doing a lot more out of the shop recently, so I was trying to decide whether to like keep going with just the shop and try to do more of like an in-shop only kind of thing, where I can focus on, you know, the tint, the ceramic coatings, all the bigger priced items that I can sell. But I've been thinking a little more recently, and I kind of want to get back into the mobile aspect of it, just going out to customers' houses and being able to interact with my customer base on a lot better level, but still offering all the in-shop services and stuff like that. So anything inside the shop, it's not going away. We're still gonna be doing videos and stuff like that in there. But I think probably this summer, so that within the next couple months, I'm gonna go ahead and get a truck, and we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do a full wrap on it for the business, everything, get a cap for it, and then we're gonna do a full, complete mobile setup on the inside of there, to where, you know, we can start offering that mobile service fully again. Because where it was before, we had the trailer and everything, but we didn't have it set up to where I could use my own water, fill up the water before we leave the shop, set up my own water, set up my own electric. I was having to use other people's water and electric, and I kind of want to move away from that, because I feel like that's depending on the customer a little too much, and I want to be able to do full services, like everything that I can absolutely do to a vehicle inside the shop, obviously except for ceramic coatings and tint. But I want to be able to do every service, like detailing wise, that I can do in the shop, outside of the shop, on my own supply of water and electric and stuff like that. So I think that's going to be pretty cool with that coming up here soon. Just gotta get this car paid off, and then I'll be able to make that happen. So that's just kind of what should expect to see. I mean, we got the weather breaking here. It's starting to get a little warmer out, so thankfully. It's been a pretty rough winter. I've been picking up hours at that part-time job I just got off of. We've been staying decently busy with the business, but I mean, it's winter and it's detailing, so you never know what your winter's ever going to look like. You know, all you can do is push through and do the best you can with it, and that's what we've done this year, and plan on continuing to grow. Once this weather completely breaks and we get some good temperatures here, we plan on doing a lot more content, a lot more pushing this business to its, you know, full potential. So can't wait for that. Can't wait. Hopefully here in the next couple of weeks, everything will start picking back up and we can get right into it. It's gonna be fun. So stick around, go ahead and like and subscribe, turn on the post notifications to keep updated with everything that's going on, because it's gonna get pretty exciting pretty quick. So yep. But other than that, we're on our way to the shop right now to grab the tripod, and then I'll probably do a little recording on the when we get to the car wash. So yes, I'm a detailer using a car wash. I don't want to use my own stuff. I just want to be able to drive through a car wash and be done with it. It's like an electrician doing his own work, his own electric. You never seen it? Honestly, I pay to do the detailing on my car. I like detailing stuff like that. If that makes sense at all. But yeah, I'll see you guys when we get to the car wash. We just got the car up on the lift, and we're gonna do a little kind of step-by-step on how to do an oil change. Just know, I used to work at Valvoline, so you're working with a professional here. We were so professional at Valvoline. Anyways, so first thing you want to do, take the oil cap off. It's already done, don't worry. But we're gonna go ahead and get the size for this. And actually, we got to drain the oil out of the catch can. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain that oil real quick, and then get that ready. And then I'll get all the tools. I'll explain all the tools, and then we'll get right into it. All right. So this out of the way. Hopefully you guys can see. This is going to be your drain plug. What you want to do to find your drain plug. So you're going to have transmission, and in these front ones, you're going to have a transmission pan here, which you probably out of frame, but you have your oil pan here. You want to make sure that this is your oil pan and not your transmission pan, because you don't want to accidentally drain your transmission. So we're going to pull this plug on this is a 2017 Honda Civic. So this is going to be a 17 mil, right? Yep, 17 millimeter. And then you're going to need, this is your oil filter. So you have to replace your oil filter every oil change too. So you're either going to need an oil filter wrench, or in my case, I did my oil change last and nobody cranked it down. So they're supposed to be hand tight. So you should be able to just spin it right off with your hands. That's the way it's supposed to be, but if not, you can. All right, well, I ran out of storage there for a second. So what I did was we took the drain plug out. Like I said it in the past video, but evidently it wasn't recording. You can go either or first. So you can either do your oil filter first, or you can do your drain plug first. Doesn't really matter. It's really just your preference. And then now that that's done draining, we'll go ahead and put that back on there. And then you're gonna tighten that up. Just make sure it's tight, honestly. I mean, you can do it the right way and, you know, tighten it down to spec, but who actually goes to spec, you know? And then we're gonna move on to the oil filter, which is where it gets fun because it gets messy. So that's why I chose I chose to do it last. So my hands were messy when I was trying to do everything else, but we're gonna get this off. So like I said, if you did it right, should be able to just spin it off with your hands. This one's a little tight. Might have tightened it a little too much last time, but it's coming off. So there's gonna be oil that comes out of this, so it's gonna get messy. And on these Hondas, it gets pretty messy. So what I like to do, I have to go ahead and get it started, and then just let that drain as much as possible. And then once that gets most of that oil out of there, then we'll go ahead and take the filter off the rest of the way. All right, now that that's probably pretty much done draining, most of your oil is gonna be out of it now, so you can just spin it off the rest of the way. It's gonna get on. All right, well, it decided to stop recording again. But basically, all we did was take the old oil filter off, should be hand tight, and we took the new oil filter, which is on here now because it stopped recording. But take a new filter, take the new oil, lube your gasket to make sure. Always make sure that old gasket came off before you put your new filter on. Lube that new gasket, spin it on hand tight, and then what you're gonna do is double check, make sure everything is nice and tight before you move up to the top. So we're gonna go ahead and lower the car, and we're gonna go ahead and start putting the new oil in. Now we're gonna go, now that we got the car down, we got everything tightened up underneath, we're gonna go ahead and put oil in the car. So you wanna grab yourself a funnel. We cut this one down just to make sure it fits nice and good in there. So that way I don't have to hold the funnel and pour at the same time. But find your funnel, where you took your oil cap off. I probably should have shown you where that was at in the first place, but totally forgot about that. But it's the only cap on top of your motor that's actually a part of your motor. You got all these other caps, but they're not actually a part of your motor. That's the cap you need. It's gonna have, I don't know if you can see that very well. Let's see here, there we go. So it's gonna have your oil on it. So your 020, so that's what weight you're gonna use oil-wise. That lets you know what oil your car takes. Don't put any other oil in there unless it's like recommended by a professional or whatever. But that's gonna be the indicator that this is your oil cap. So you're gonna find that, you're gonna take that off even before the oil change starts. But now it's off, we're gonna put that's where your funnel goes. That's where you're gonna fill up your oil. So this car takes 3.7 quarts. We got a 5-quart jug here. So we're gonna pour it. So down to 3.7, so 5 minus 3.7, 2.3. You're gonna have left in the jug. So You get that poured in. Obviously, try not to spill anything like I just did. Because we did drain the oil filter. So this car takes 2.3 quarts, or 2.7 quarts, but it takes 2.7 quarts with an empty, or with a full, not including the oil filter. How about we'll say it like that. So that's 3.7 quarts, not including the oil filter. We emptied the oil filter and put a new one on, so it's obviously going to take a little more than that. So once you got your oil poured to where it needs to be, you put your cap back on. Make sure you put your cap back on before doing this. And then we're going to go ahead and start the car. Give it a couple revs. Make sure that oil is working through its way through the motor. And get underneath, look underneath, make sure you got no leaks or anything like that. And then you'll check your oil again, which we will get right into. But let's get this car started. All right, so I do have this car off the ground still, so I'm not gonna get in it, obviously, but you're gonna start it. You see that little oil light up there? You make sure that shuts off. That means you got oil in there and it's working its way through. So it's on, and it went off, so that is good. Also, we're gonna teach you how to reset your oil light on this too. Well, you're gonna give it a couple revs, make sure it works its way through. Nothing too crazy. Leave it run for about 30 seconds or so, I would say. And then you're gonna go ahead and shut it off. All right, and now that you made sure there's no leaks, now we're gonna double check our oil level. Make sure that's good. You always wanna double check that so you know you have the right amount of oil in your engine. So if not, that is not good. So I did put a little extra in there just for the oil filter, so we'll see where it's at. Stay for a second. All right. And as you can tell, see where that oil is out there. It's supposed to be in between these two dots, right? So mine is actually low, which I know why. It's because I did my math wrong. 2.3. Yeah, I don't know how to do math whatsoever. It's not 1 point, or not 2.3, it's 1.3 that needs to be left over. So I'm a quart low, which is fine. Oil in there, it's whatever. Definitely don't do that. As you can tell, I'm a little rusty from when I used to work at Valvoline. No, that's definitely not it. I just don't know how to do math. But we're going to pour that extra quart in there and just make sure we're good. All right, so it's had enough time, and we're going to go ahead and see the way to check your oil. You pull it out your first time. You want to wipe it off because that is not an accurate reading. So you're going to wipe it off, and you'll stick it back down in, and you'll pull it back out, and then there is your accurate reading. And as you can tell, we are in between the two lines, which means, if it'll focus, which means we are good with our oil. So now this is all done. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. I am happy to answer any questions. Can I totally assure you that this is to the T how you're supposed to do it? No, I can't, because I'm not a certified mechanic. So that's a disclaimer right there. Not a certified mechanic, and I'm just showing you how a normal person would. I've self-taught myself and learned from my dad a lot. Used to work at a mechanic shop when I was 15 years old. So I know a little bit about cars, definitely not an expert. So if you really want to know how to fully do it to the T, definitely go and watch a video on like 1A Auto or something. Those guys were actually where I learned most of my stuff that I know about cars. So yeah, that is it for this oil change. We're going to get everything closed up here, and we are going to get it pulled out. All right, so we just left my buddy's house. We actually got a text while we were doing the oil change. We got a text from my group that I normally play basketball with on Mondays, since it is Monday. This is probably going to come out Tuesday or Wednesday. Not too sure. It depends on how long it takes me to edit this. But we got a text from my basketball group chat that we normally play basketball with at my old school, so that's kind of cool that we get to do that. So actually we're going to go ahead and play basketball for tonight. It's currently 7:30. We're going to get there around 8 and play a little basketball until about 10 or so. And then that'll be it for that video once we get done with that. I'll try to do some recording in there. Not too sure how much I'm going to be able to do. Never recorded in there. So, yep. We got probably a 20-minute drive to get there. So we'll see when we get there. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed the little step-by-step on the oil change, and you know, it's good to get a little bit of cardio in on days off. I always get a little, always do either weight training or cardio for sure. Just trying to stay active. But next video should be a really good one. Me and Lane, that's been in a couple other videos, we're actually looking at moving into an apartment together possibly in September. So that's going to be really cool. So we're going to go possibly look at options to be able to move into, and we'll take you guys along with that. And then we're going to ceramic coat his Mustang. So stay tuned. That one will be coming out soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys can like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And we will see you in the next one.